Hey, welcome, everybody. Super excited to see all of you here. And man, we have so many friends on here. James, what's happening? My man, Mike. Hey, Mr. Charles in the house. What's Rhonda? Hey, haven't seen you in a while. My man, Andrew, Kyle. Wow, I am thrilled to have you here. And I do know for some of you, I know two things. One, I know you're taking your future really serious because as many people, and we had almost, I think, 500 registered for this training. You're here, you're on time. And I know it's a holiday for some people tomorrow. I also know that when you knock your life, your business, and your wealth out of the park, like you just get it dialed in, I just know that holidays seem to be a whole lot more fun. What do you think? Type in more fun in the chat bar, right? It's so much more enjoyable to eat hamburgers and steak and chicken when you're not worried about you're losing money or paying bills and stuff. And that's why we're doing this training today for all of you. I do want to make sure. Hey, Danielle, super nice to see you. I want to make sure you guys have a pen and paper. The way I'm going to deliver this training is I'm going to share with you, if it's cool with you guys, I'm going to share with you through a whole bunch of different virtual backgrounds to make the point. Why? Because, sometimes I'm sharing and I got this little presentation and I become really small and people don't know how to see it. And I thought, you know what? Let me give you a whole bunch of this stuff I'm going to talk about just by showing it as my backdrop. So if that's cool with you, give me a big old boom in the chat bar, please. Give me a big boom in the chat bar. All right. Now, as I'm communicating with you guys, there's going to be moments that I'm going to break this outline into a couple things. One, if you're new in my world, can you type in new? Like maybe you found me on Eventbrite or social media or a boosted post. Hey, everybody that's new, welcome. Don't judge me by my tattoos too early, okay? Stay with me if you're new. But for some of you that are new, I'm going to share a whole bunch of framework, a little bit about myself. I hope that's okay. It's not because I want to talk about myself. It's because if you're new, why should you even listen to me at all? Why would it even make sense? If you've been in my world for a while, can you type how long you've been in my world so I know? Can you put that in there? That would be super helpful. All right, 1.5 years, 6 months, 2 years. Just so you guys know, you have a lot of really amazing people on here. You have my beautiful, incredible wife. We've been together since I'm 15 years old. So she's on here. I got my incredible son. He is 25 and a powerhouse. He is a business expert, a mindset expert, an energy expert. We got our business partner, Aaron, on here. He's been in my world over a decade. And then we have a whole bunch of our team. Hey, team, say hello in the chat bar. We got Morgan on here, Megan on here, and Tara. That's how serious we are taking this training for you tonight, because I want you not only to learn, I want you to know you're supported by a whole team. They're going to be putting notes in the chat bar for you guys. And I need to make sure that this is a conversation, a delivery with you and not at you. I've been at a whole lot of online trainings, and it's like people are talking at the person. Oh, hey, I got a new camera, just so you guys know. So like if I make a certain hand symbol or something, it like makes my head really, really big. So just put laugh out loud in the chat bar real quick. I don't know if you guys ever experienced it, but I have this camera. So I'm not sure. Every now and then on Zoom, I make a heart and like things fly, confetti in the air. So just be humored by whatever happens here, okay? And I want to make sure that this is a with you and not at you, which means as I share things either about myself or I share content or a piece of information or strategy, if it resonates with you and you're going to take action, just type in boom in the chat bar. Type in boom. And just so we all know how to use the chat bar, can you all give me a big old boom in the chat bar right now? Now, some of you that are new in our world, you're probably wondering like, hey, like, can you just tell me what is a FuDog? And sometimes we get like people say like FuDog and FunDog and but it's FuDog, okay? And if you don't know what a FuDog is, there you go. Okay? That's what a FuDog is, everybody. It's these mystical lion dogs. And if you've ever noticed a FuDog outside of a house or a building, can you type in FuDog in the chat bar, please? Can you type in FuDog in the chat bar? Okay, that's great. Okay, and if it's brand new to you, just type in brand new in the chat bar. But now you know what they are. Now, a lot of people ask us like, hey, what is FuDog as an organization? And I like to summarize FuDog as this. We're an organization that helps people with life, business, and wealth by design through trainings, resources, tools, and partnership. So where a lot of people are stuck, and tell me if you could relate to this, and only type in relate if you could relate. I found out that through the years, over 3 decades now of studying success, peak performance, mindset, and scaling companies, I'll share a little bit of that with you. I am a firm believer that it is 80% psychology and 20% skills. It's 80%. Can you relate? Type in relate. It's 80% of what's happening inside your mind, your past, and all these stories that you tell yourself. So that's a little bit of our community at an event that we did at the Jersey Shore, the same Jersey Shore where my wife and I live, and our daughter Caitlin full-time down here. And I'm also excited that you're here today because we have a big movement that we're creating, and we want to impact over 120 million people or more, okay, in under a decade. It used to be 100 million, but we're making so much progress, and all those little things that you see on the map, those are people all over the world that are following us. So why don't you tell us where you're from so that I know? Type in the chat bar, where are you logging in? And everybody, watch where everybody is logging in here. You're going to see people from all over. We got Jersey, Philly, man, we got Portugal, Sydney, Sarasota. Oh, we'll be in Orlando in end of September, so keep an eye out for us. Brooklyn, Kyle's on. Hey, Kyle, we had some amazing seafood at that place when we were in Vegas. Thank you so much for that meal. Super appreciate it. Aaron and I have not wore a bib and plastic gloves to eat seafood in our life, so that was a great experience. Hey, my man, Tim DeHart, super nice to see you. And so thank you for helping us make this global impact. And what we're going to share can be applied all over the world. And I want to tell you a little bit about me for some of you that knew. Now, some of you have been in my world a long time. You're like, I get it, Mike, I'm back here. I know all about you. But maybe don't look at what I share as my success. Why don't you look at it as resonating with your own success through my success? Because every one of you, the fact you're here, you have a level of success. And maybe you just want a little more or a lot more. Who wants a lot more success? Whatever you identify. Type in, oh, from India? Hey, thank you for coming on today. I don't know what time it is there. Maybe everybody type in what time it is where you're at. I got to imagine some of you have some interesting, it's almost 7:15 p.m. Eastern here. But this is what it's all about, everybody. When I look at, life and what we're here for, and this is what it's about for me. This is a whole lot of pictures of myself, my wife, my son, my daughter, Aaron, and this is what we call our best life by design. And if you want to create a life by design, type in the chat bar life by design. Now, I'm not doing this to give you work, everybody. And I know you're taking notes too. I'm doing it because I want to help you have a transformation today. Yeah, you're going to like my energy and you're going to be like, this was motivational. And after this, if it's morning, noon, or night, you're going to want to go for a run or lift weights or build big things. But I don't want it to be motivational, even though you'll be motivated. I want it to have a sense of transformation. And maybe a picture like this for you is a picture to remind you to, hey, and you know, someone was just sharing this with me the other day and they said, Mike, I was on a podcast. I'm on a lot of podcasts anymore. I love doing it. And if any of you have a podcast, invite me. Aaron asked me the other day, he's like, you're going on another podcast. How many viewers they have? I said, I don't know, but I'm just going to go on. So even if they have one, it's plenty. And so if any of you are starting a podcast, want me on, just hit me up. I'd be glad to be on it. But he asked me something. He said, have you ever built or doing something to such an intensity, I'm giving my words here, that one day you looked up and said, uh-oh, I forgot I have health and I have a family and I have children and I have a partner or wife. Have any of you, can you relate? Type in relate. Can you relate? And you're like, oh man, what have I done here? This is not a life by design. It's a life by default. And through this, I'd like to let you guys, all of you know that came and you're hanging out tonight. This is not like I wasn't born with figuring all this out, right? I wasn't born with this silver spoon and money and stuff that's happening. And I promise sometimes you're going to see that lion pop out. It's just looking at you to make sure you're focused if you see that on the screen. I learned all of this first by pain and suffering. Can any of you relate to suffering? Type in suffering, not to invite it tonight, and I don't want you to relive it, but do you know what it's like to struggle? And I do too, because, you know, through struggle, it brought me to an awakening. And I want to share one of those awakenings with you right now. And remember, as I share an awakening, if it resonates with you, type in boom in the chat bar, type in boom. My awakening was I only knew what the heck I knew. And I kept trying to do it on my own. And do any of you ever hear, Cortland, did you ever hear of learning curves? What about you guys? Mark Lund, did you ever hear of learning curves? Well, let me tell you what learning curves are. Learning curves is lack of education. Now, it took me over a decade of struggling to learn this. But then after I learned it, I said, I have to learn from the smartest around. I have to implement fast. And this is some of the pictures. Now, if you recognize any of these people, let's see, can I move my head without messing it up? If you resonate, if you could recognize any of the people, who do you recognize? Type them in. I'm curious who you guys know. Who do you know on here? And I'll tell it while you guys are typing. Okay, my son's in the picture. And Lou Ferrigno, the Incredible Hulk, the original Hulk, right? Larry Winget, if you've ever read any of his books, brilliant, amazing guy. Jay Abraham, I think he's on. Okay, thank you, team. On this side is Jay Abraham there. And what I did was I learned very early on, after a lot of struggle, is, you know what? Let me get around really smart people. Let me listen to them. Now, what happens after that? Well, after that, this is what happens. I have, for many years, I ended up creating an organization where I coached over 1,000 business owners. If that's a lot, can you type a lot in the chat bar? 1,000 business owners. And not only did I coach 1,000 business owners, I coached and worked with over 20,000 tradespeople that came through trainings, and we did 35 three-day trainings a year, 35 three-day trainings a year. And if anybody is looking for just a trade-specific process and system, CEO Warrior is a great place to go to learn from that. I do not do one-on-one coaching for people in plumbing and HVAC right now. But What did I learn, and where did I even learn to coach 1,000 business owners? Right here. I built a service company. And this service company, I was just sharing because my wife scheduled for someone today to come and do dryer cleaning. He did a great job. And of course, I'm always surprised when somebody's in New Jersey and doesn't know my company. It's probably my own ego. But this is a $32 million service company you're looking at that was built in under 10 years, from under $1 million to $32 million, from 2 trucks to 165 trucks, from 2 employees to 200 employees, to selling in 2017 for a world-class exit where I signed my name and walked away. How many of you would like to sell your company for a whole lot of money and walk away someday? Type it in. Let me know. Type it in the chat bar. Now, I will share with you, hey, little disclaimer here. Everything we're teaching you tonight does not mean that after this workshop, we're only going to be on for 90 minutes. I am not guarantee you're going to be wealthy and all your problems will go away. And you should check everything that we say with your financial advisors and your CPAs and your attorneys and your gurus and everyone else. We're here just to give you insight based on lessons I learned in the hopes of a couple things. One, I want you not to have the pain and suffering I had. Hey, Danny, super nice to see you. I don't want you to have the pain and suffering. And number two, I want you to create so much wealth in your life that you could help other people throughout life. Through doing this, now, why am I setting such a framing here? Because if you don't see the result, why are you going to listen to the strategies I'm going to give you soon? I want to show you the results that I've had. This guy, and by the way, who else has tattoos? Can you type in tattoo in the chat bar for me? This way I don't feel weird alone. Is anybody? Okay. All right. A lot of people with tattoos. The rest of you, you could still go get one. Your mom will be fine. I promise you. Okay. You'll be fine. But I've also built a real estate portfolio with my beautiful wife. And this was one building. We sold this one a year ago, which I think was a little under 5 million. So debt-free. That's always awesome when you sell a big building. And this one is for sale right now. This is a 15,000 square foot building. And why do I show this to you? Because again, I'm going to teach you strategies, but if you don't know what these strategies will do, and you're so stuck in the story of your life and your struggle and your pains, I promise we all have them. Someone once told me, you take your problems and throw them in a circle with everyone else, you probably want to go in and get your own problems back out. Does that make sense? Give me a boom in the chat bar. I know you're probably making a bunch of notes here. I've also, and I'm curious, have any of you read any of these books here? I've written a whole lot of books. You can find them on Amazon, and I'm not here to sell you books or anything tonight. I'm just setting a stage that if you need a solution and you only have a couple bucks, buying a book probably would be a really good idea. But I also know books are great information, but books never change someone's life forever. They're good information, but they're not exactly what it takes to scale things bigger, faster, quicker, and have a life, business, and wealth by design. It's a little slower of a journey. Now, here's another sequence of books. So I don't know if any of you are business owners. This Secrets of Business Mastery, I would strongly recommend it. Would anybody else recommend it? Can you type in recommend in the chat bar? And here's the last sequence of books. And these are our newest series. We do have some other really cool business books coming out. I know you're excited about that. I think Sean was mentioning Mind Power right over here. And have any of you not read the book Mind Power? Type in a question mark if you've never read the book Mind Power so that I know. Oh my goodness, Keith. Okay. All right. Team. All right. Wait till all the question marks are gone. Oh, so many people didn't read it. On my second time around, Mary. Oh, that's great. All right. Here's what we're going to do, everybody. Team, we have a link. Okay. So you could get a free digital version of Mind Power. Would you like that? Is that good? Type in boom in the chat bar. We'll put a link, go in. It'll be completely free for you guys. It'll be digital. Now, if you want a physical copy, just go to Amazon. I don't know. It's very, very affordable. But if you want a digital one, boom, there's the link, Joey, right there. So click on it, but don't get distracted right now. We'll post the link throughout this training for you guys. And Tara, let's make a notation when we follow up with an email and a text message. Let's make sure we give everybody the the free book here. Okay. That book, all those books here, The Money Cure, all of them are built to solve a problem. So, okay, Mike, but can you really relate to me? You don't know where I came from. You don't know my life. All right. See that I will get eventually aligned where I got a point. It's like backing up a trailer. You got to go opposite. That is me looking mighty criminal looking, I guess, or well, my wife fell in love with that. You should ask her that on a different time. But I understand that's someone who's, I'm probably 16 there. I've been on my own since I'm 15. Who else can just like relate to being on their own too young? Just type in too young in the chat bar, right? You know what it's like to struggle and wonder what the heck's going to happen tomorrow? What are you going to eat? And I also know what it's like to work really hard. So do I have any business owners here? Type in business owner in the chat bar. Type in business owner. I know some of you are because I have a lot of friends that are on here tonight. Okay, Danielle, yeah, Kyle. All right. Wow. All right, why don't you guys type in now? Man, I'm so excited, all you business owners. Thank you for attending. When we go to strategies, I am going to give you stuff that is going to be really game-changing if you execute on it. I'd like to know, what kind of business do you do? So type it in. I'm looking on here. I know we got one of the top insurance experts on here. So if anybody's looking for business insurance, Mike's on here. We got someone who is an expert at creating leads through clicks on here, Danny, and I got so many more friends. So go ahead, say what you do in business and type it in there. Okay, now that's not permission to start private messaging and trying to sell your berry juice, everybody. Can we have integrity, please? I'm letting you post your business so everybody knows what you do, but that's not permission to go attack people. That's not cool. All right. So if we'll stay cool, can you just type in cool in the chat bar? Like, we're all going to stay cool, right? I was just in myself, my wife, and our team. We're in a whole bunch of groups. We spend about $250,000 a year on training. And the other day, someone's messaging me like, hey, did you do this, that? And I'm like, man, I don't even know you. This just feels dirty. So no dirtiness tonight. Okay. And here, boom. This has been one of my biggest driving forces for 38 years right here is my beautiful wife. So that's when we got married. I definitely did not have gray there. Maybe it was starting as I was scaling a company. And I think we still look really, really incredible and amazing. My wife and I are working on reversing our age. That picture is only from, I don't know, probably less than a month ago, right down the Jersey Shore at a house where we got some events coming up in September. If anybody's interested in it, I won't be talking about tonight. So if you're interested in any VIP experience, only 30 people. One of them is how to scale, build partnerships for $0 and how to create an exit and prepare for an exit in your future. Let my team know. Team, can you put team at, if you guys have any questions or you want to get a calendar link and hook up with me or my team and talk about that specialty training. We also have one called Speak Your Impact. Both of these are almost filled up and we didn't even market it yet because we have such a following over the last decade. But if you are interested in those private VIP trainings that are coming up in September at the Jersey Shore around the corner, then reach out to my team or message them here and we'll have a conversation with you. All right, we got to dig in, everybody. Here we go. So before I learned what to do, how to do, when to do it, why to do it, here's where my life was. Okay, this side, okay? I was confused and trying to figure it out. And since we're, together already for 26 minutes here, let's just be real with each other. Like, we don't have to be an act. How many of you right now might be a little confused and trying to figure some stuff out? Anybody? I'm still trying to figure stuff out. So if I'm trying to figure it out, I bet some of you are. And also, how about this? You've had some mentors. They might have took you far, but not far enough. Or maybe you don't have a mentor and you're trying to build the plane while it's in the sky, right? Building a plane while you're falling, Kim, bad formula, right? You want to build it so it doesn't fall. And Oh man, how about this one? Everyone around me was giving up. Can anybody relate to that? Give me a boom in the chat bar. Like every time you're around someone hanging, they give you the doom, the gloom, and all this. And oh, let's not forget 2008 recession. Anybody lived through that one? Anybody got a nervous twitch? Is your eye twitching? Well, I've been through the 2008 recession. Now, I'm not saying this to brag. I'm saying this because this was tactical and strategic. Kyle was 17. Well, I'm level 54, so I wasn't that young, but I feel very young today. And Kyle, in 2008, I never had a down year. I never had a flat year. The minimum amount that I've added in every single company that we owned is $1 million per year. That's been the minimum added. My biggest per year was 6.5 million, and my biggest month was 3.5 million on a month. And what about this? Do some of you feel like you're working hard, but you're unsure if you're working on the right things? I don't know. Can you put like a fist in the chat bar? Can you even do that stuff, or a flame or something? I don't know. Here's what happened after. And I'm going to teach you the stuff that helped me do it. I sold 2 companies for 2 high 8-figure companies in the last, now it's about 5.5 years. I leveraged experts' advice, and you should write down a note. It is the speed to success. We built FuDog Group here, an organization that helps with life, business, and wealth by design. My wife and I have been debt-free since we're 28. You know what that means? No mortgage since we're 28 years old. By design, guys, by design. And that's when, back before I was still pulling wires in attics and sniffing cat pee and crawl spaces, but we still managed to become debt-free. And with freedom created, you know what it created? Our best life ever, our best life ever. But here's where a lot of people are today. And you should be asking yourself a question, Wendy and Katie. Why the heck is Mike here? His son's here. His team is here. His partner. Like, why are we here at 7 p.m. at night, a day before the holiday? Well, I'm going to share with you. One, people are frustrated and confused. And a lot of the experts out there, the people on, you know, and I'm on a lot of stages, so I guess I'm one of those, but I'd like to think we're different. We really care. That's why we're here. And we know the world is frustrated and confused. We know that people are pulled between business and personal life, and they're trying to figure it out. And divorce rate is through the roof. Addiction is through the roof. And there's uncertain whether or not, like, your decision's going to get you the result you want. Someone the other day was just sending me, you know, some marketing, a postcard. And I was like, man, that's just not going to get the job done. You're going to spend a lot of money. You're going to lose a lot of time. You're not going to get the results. It's going to give you more suffering, and it's not going to give you more success. And then someone else reaches out to me and they're like, I want to buy this thing, buy this company, do this thing. And I'm like, that's not the greatest thing right now. Don't you know there's an election year? You should be doubling down on your education and training so you could capitalize on what's coming. But people are not, because they weren't taught, and they're worried about the competition. And some of you should be. You know why? Because there's a lot of consolidation that's happening today. There's a lot of things where people are bulking a lot of companies together, and they're becoming powerhouses. And it is, if you're not trained how to fight in the octagon, you're probably going to get your butt kicked a little bit. All right, let me pause a minute. What is something you're hearing right now? Type in something you're hearing or resonating for you. And then I'm going to dig into the strategies here. And the reason why we care so much is because people like this, right? Like Jay Abraham says, we're transforming individual enrichment from the inside out. We know in order to scale anything, we got to get you to scale yourself. I know a lot of you. Okay, let's see. How many of you invested in training? You gave it to, how many of you have employees? Let's do that first. How many of you have employees, team members? Type in the chat bar. How many do you have? You have 5, 50, 5,000? Just so you know, nobody, don't be impressed with anybody. I don't care if you're one person in your company or you got 5,000. Nobody's impressed with anybody here. Why? We're all here to go to the next level together. Okay. 35 employees, need 50 more. I can relate. I had 200 and probably needed another 200. Okay. So you have a whole bunch of team. Have any of you invested money in, you invested training in your team? They had a little bit of improvement and 3 weeks later it was done. It was gone. All the improvement. This ever happen? I did it. I mean, I spent $45,000 for training over 3 days. They got a little bit of improvement and then it was gone. And it took me a while to figure this out. Dana, you know what I figured out finally? That I was training skills and not training the mind. Okay, somebody should type in boom in the chat bar because most people don't understand how to train the mind. And this is what we have figured out that has made us very, very different. That's why Mike McCallum said this, right? That we've been transformative inside his life. Now, what I'd like to do is, let me take this down because I want to be able to, I got to be able to see every one of you here. And when you're sharing that, you can't see everybody. So let me give you a couple stats. Let me give you a couple stats here, and I have them on my tablet, so I'm going to check them off as we go. Stat number one, bank repossessions. Are they going up or going down? Tell me in the chat bar. Take a guess. What do you think? Glenn, Mark, Nick? Yeah. Okay, they're going up. They just in the first quarter of this year, there was over 10,000 US properties foreclosed. Okay, that's up 7% from last year. Well, it looked like 90% of you are business owners. You probably should know this statistic. Is anybody like in the trades at all? You do like HVAC or anything? Type in H. I see some nodding heads. I thought it was ridiculous when I'm hearing all over the internet, people are like, people don't have parts and blah, blah. And I'm like, well, like, come on, man, you're a business owner. You're supposed to be watching trends and cycles and patterns. How do you not know that they were running out of parts? So don't get me on my banter here, but like, that's my job. That's why through the pandemic, when I took it as a responsibility for over 1,000 business owners during the pandemic. We're not talking after pandemic, right? Everybody was like, you know, doing the happy dancing after the pandemic. Like they all figured out how to build a company. No, there was a pent up demand of money. Money was just flying out of the sky. You just opened your eyes, answered the phone, you got money. But during the pandemic, people were scared and panicking. And that not the strategies, because they gave them strategies and tactics that the industry was down 27% during the pandemic. Guess what? The smallest company that I was working with at the time when I was up was up 600%. But you got to know repossessions here. This is so important. Okay. Now, the other stat that I want you guys to know. Okay. Chapter 11. Okay. Chapter 11, bankruptcy. Going up or going down? What do you think? Type in the chat bar. Up or down? Okay. I got some thumbs going up. Okay. 43% in the first quarter of this year, up 43%. Now, I'm not saying if this is one of you, I feel bad. We're here tonight because I want to remove suffering. I can't stand hearing business owners struggle, because when a business owner struggles, their health struggles, their relationship struggles, their family struggles, their community struggles, their church struggles. Is that true? Type in true. Is that true? When a business owner struggles, everything struggles. And I don't want you to struggle. That's why we're here tonight, okay? By 2020, are these helpful? Can you type in helpful in the chat bar? Is it helpful to hear this? Are you getting value? Please don't. And I didn't get to strategies and tactics yet. I'm still just setting the stage for all of you. And those of you that are new, I'll just give you a little warning. If you don't like intensity, and is anybody else Italian here? Type in Italian in the chat bar, or you think you're Italian, at least that counts. Or you eat Italian food, that's good too. Oh, Kim put the big old smile face. Man, that's the biggest smile face ever seen. Thank you. All right, so Don, we're known for a couple things, Italians at least. We're normally pretty intense, pretty loud, and we love eating good food. So if that bothers you, my intensity, well, then I don't know what to tell you. Get used to it fast and wait for these strategies to come. 2027. 2027, everybody. Ready? 14 million jobs could be lost due to automation and artificial intelligence. 14 million. Now you're probably thinking to yourself, hang on a minute. That might be your husband, your wife, your brother-in-law, your sister-in-law, your children, your neighbor. This is shocking and alarming, but it's only alarming if you're not prepared for it, right? I've been doing martial arts for 38 years. Is anybody else a martial artist? Type in martial artist. And normally with martial arts, I like to ask, do we have any veterans here by any chance? Veterans, type in the chat bar, or active military. We get active guys too. If we do, thank you for your service. For anybody who is a veteran business owner, we have a special promotion for you for a training coming up. We'll tell you how to reach out to us. We'll tell you exactly what the program is for you, okay? So that's 14 million jobs. Interest rates, the cost of money on loans. Has it been going like interest is going up or drastically going down? What do you think? What's happening there? Yeah, it's up. Are some of you just annoyed at that? Like type in annoyed in the chat bar. You're just like, come on now. Does it have to be that way, or we're, government world and all that? We're not going to get into politics and a couple things we won't talk about. We're not going to do politics. We're not going to do religion, and we're not going to fist fight over what football team you love, because none of that is going to move us forward where you want to go for you and your family. When you think about this, the phrase winter is coming. Now, my wife and I are watching Game of Thrones from the start again. Anybody else? Game of Thrones, type it in. I'm not asking if you're like a super fan and you got like tattooed on your chest or something, a dragon. I'm just saying in there, they do that phrase, winter is coming. Now, winter is coming is either meant to scare you or prepare you. And you should all write that down right now. Do you want to be scared or prepared? I got a feeling you're here because you want to be prepared. That's why you came here today. And I do want to know, like, if there was this magic wand for you guys, what do you want? And tell me in the chat bar after I say it. And you can say all if you want. Do you want more freedom? Who wants more freedom? Type in freedom in the chat bar. Give me a hand up if you have hands. You got hands? Okay. Carla, hands? You have no hand? Okay. Man, I would have been really like concerned and embarrassed if you had no hands all of a sudden. That would have been really inappropriately weird. Okay. How many of you want more time? Anybody want more time? More time to do time with your family? Okay. It's something my wife and I, we love to do walks. We walk down the beach. We walk around the block. We normally do it 2 to 3 times a day, unless we're teaching stuff like this to you guys. Then normally we have to do it later or sooner. What about wealth? Does anybody want more wealth? Are you okay with money? Are you okay with it? Because somebody told me once, you know what they told me, Glenn? This person says to me, money's not everything. And you're going to find out why maybe a lot of people don't want to stay too close too long to me, because I'm like, perfectly well said from a broke ass individual. Like, no, like you convinced yourself that money doesn't mean something. But let me share with you what money does. It helps people. It helps sick people. It helps starving people. It helps people that are down on their luck with something. But here's the question. Let's just get this out of the way. Do you feel worthy of wealth? Type it in. Do you feel worthy? And some of you are like, I don't know. You're like, you hesitated a minute because life like throat chopped you a little bit, chokehold you. And you're like, I don't know if I'm worthy. Well, here, I got news for you. You're all worthy. You're all smart enough. There's no lack of money in the world. There's not. There's trillions of dollars out there. And it's got your name on it. It just happens someone else is going and grabbing it before you know how to go grab it. And I want to even the odds here for you guys. That's why we're here, because to give you skills you could put in place to implement immediately. Now, some of you have been in my world for a while. Anybody that's been in my world a while, just so those that are new, have you ever learned anything from FuDog Group that changed your life permanently? Can you type it in the chat bar? You don't have to give a situation. Just type in permanently. because I need to make sure the new people are listening. And if you're existing in my world for a while, I don't have to tell you to listen. That's why you're here. That's why you're here. Now, some of you I know because it's holiday and my team said, hey, Mike, some people are going to be leaving early and stuff. So what I'd like to do is we do have a training coming up. If I could just share it so it's out of the way, and then I'll go into strategies. Can you give me a boom in the chat bar? Is that okay, Kyle, if I share the training that's coming up? You could say yes or no to it, and I'm not here to convince you of anything. If it's a fit, cool. If it's not a fit, it's perfectly fine, okay? The training that I'm going to share with you, I promise, one, I'm going to give you an incredible offer, and two, the same training just probably a year and a half, 2 years ago would be $6,500. But I realized that some of you think too long, you ponder too long, you don't take action fast enough. I'm going to make it a super no-brainer for you tonight. We have a training that's coming up that's called Business Rebels and Renegade Scaling Bootcamp. Let me share this with you. Now, I'm sharing it with you because I'm a believer in it, because why? I'm going to teach you everything that we're doing today. Remember, there's a couple types of people. There's those that did it and don't do it. There's those that wish they did it and they still didn't do it. And there's those that did it and still do it. I'm okay any bracket you're in. We're in the bracket of did it. Built, scaled the company, sold it. Built, scaled the company, sold it. And now we have a portfolio of companies. Now, some of you might be a little interested. I'm just curious. I won't cover this tonight. I don't know. Maybe I'll sneak it in somewhere, Jim. I don't know. We'll see. How many of you would love to take partnerships in companies for $0 and build a portfolio of companies just with your specialty and expertise? Now, if you don't have any expertise, well, this ain't okay. Me too. We build a portfolio of companies, no money out. There's special ways. I'll say equity, but there's special ways to do it. No one's teaching it. The people on Facebook telling you are only giving you enough to get you in damn trouble. Okay. A lot of people, they're telling people what to do. They're doing it. They're getting hit with tax bills. And they're like, their wife's like, what, or husband, like, what decision did you just make? Okay. We're not that. I'll give you the real deal, the real strategy, the real way to do it so you could build massive wealth. Okay. Back to this Rebel and Renegade Scaling Bootcamp. I'm really excited about this training because one, it's online. Now, I know some of you, you've been online trainings and you fell asleep. I hope you realize it's not this type of training. You don't fall asleep with us. We're going to cover, and I can't go through all the details because we're going to take up too much time from strategies. And I got a lot of strategies I got to give you tonight, but I'll go through a couple. Every one of these here, okay, lifetime value creator, every one of these are the strategies I'm sharing with you with the portfolios of stuff we're building. Now, why am I sharing all this wisdom with you? Well, I have an intention. You know what my intention is, Mark Lund? My intention is this. People will sign up for this training. You're going to see how affordable it is in a minute. And then you're going to implement it. Your company's going to start to grow. You're going to get the point. You're going to be like, hey, Mike, I'm growing. I would like to sell or scale faster or scale bigger. And I'll have a feel for the type of person you are. You'll have a feel for me. And you might raise your hand and go, hey, Mike, would you and your team maybe partner with us? So I do want to let you know that I'm hoping in the future for all of you that makes sense that we'll do stuff together someday because you have a skill I don't have. And when we align power with power and skill with skills, you can move mountains. And that's why I've been able to do really, really big things and why we're doing big things today. So we'll give you the lifetime value creator. We'll teach you how to lean your operation. If any of you want more profit, type in profit. You want more profit? We'll teach that. We'll show you our health metric system, how we look at the financial numbers, not only from, okay, we're not going to go into QuickBooks, guys. This is not a P&L thing. We're going to talk about the emotional states of scaling numbers, understanding numbers, how they sometimes chokehold people, sometimes motivate people. I'm going to give you this stuff no one is talking about because they don't want you to know it. We'll do the freedom exit blueprint. Okay, during this training, I'll talk about a couple things you already have to have in place now. Now, some of you in your mind, you just judge. You're like, well, I'm never going to sell my company. Okay, well, yes, a matter of fact, you're going to leave your company someday. You will. Now you might leave it because you die. I hope not anytime soon. You might give it to a family member. You're going to leave it. You might go out of business. I want to do everything in my human soul to avoid that for you. Or you might sell it for legacy style wealth. And I'm okay, anyone you want, but I'll give you that stuff. So without going through every one of these, because at this point with the perfect sales pitch book, how to double profit formula, partnerships and how to start that process there, how to create a vision where your cultures are thriving, owning, where you're not begging for employees. I know someone in there was like, I need 50 more employees. Me, we have a waiting list of employees for every single company we build. Why? Because employees don't join companies, they join powerful leaders, okay? We would get people that travel the other side of the world to come and work for our companies, all right? I'm not bragging about it. I'm telling you, I'm going to teach it to you so you can leverage it. All right, we'll talk about team alignment, success, cognitive enhancement. Some of this might be like, whoa, Mike, I don't even know what that means. It's okay. We'll simplify it for you. And then this whole side, wealth acceleration, brand growth analysis. Most people built their brand with a little bit of Microsoft logo that probably doesn't make sense today. No knowledge of brand and brand penetration, brand awareness, market share, competitive analysis. And we're not the people that go, we don't do this stuff, Mark. We don't go, oh, you got to go spend 50,000 here and 30,000 on a design for your truck and 100,000 here. We're not that. We show you how to do it at a world-class Fortune 100 level with pennies, okay? Literally sometimes pennies to get stuff done. We'll go into brand strategies. Look, you can read the rest of that. You can read the rest. Here's what I'm also going to give you tonight. If you sign up for Business Rebels and Renegades tonight, before we finish the training, which we're going to go till we're done, so stay. It's going to go to at least 8:30, but we might go a little longer. I'm also going to include these recordings of these trainings. Synergized exit, powerful training. Each one of these trainings go for, I think, $300 on the store. You're going to get it. Economic Kraken, if you didn't do this training, it's a must. Silver Bullet, if you didn't. And I'm going to make sure I get this book, which is called The Business Breakthrough, okay? And it is a book that I wrote with a marketing expert. All right, let me show you one more thing, and then we're going to get right into strategies here. Let me show this to you because you're going to want to see this. Okay. If you do need more information, but I want to give you the dates and times. Hey, Mike Madonna, any of you that need insurance or somebody, Mike, can you just put your info in there to contact them? If you don't know if you're at risk, connect. Kyle Lessard, when Mike Madonna puts his number in there, I want you to take it and I want you to connect with him. You're going to need to connect because you guys are going to have some collaboration to do and you're both in my world. Okay. All right, here we go. This link we could share with you, but don't sign up here. I'm going to tell you why, because it's $797 here. I don't want you to pay that. I want to make it that it's such a no-brainer that you're going to do it quick and you'll do it now. Now, here's the dates and times. Hang on, let me get to it right here. Date, time. If you miss it, no worries. It's recorded. You'll get the recording. You go back and watch it. I promise that when this is done, it's going to go on our store. We're going to sell it for thousands of dollars. Okay. Here's the dates. July 9th, always Eastern. Type in Eastern in the chat bar so you know. Why? Because I live Eastern and I can't keep track, Mary, of all the time zones. All right. July 9th, kickoff, 2 hours out of the gate. July 11th, 4 hours, brand advantage. July 18th, marketing lead mastery. If you don't think that I'm a marketing expert, let me just be clear. I've been on stage with the top marketers in the world. Jay Abraham, Kevin Harrington, top marketers out there. I'm going to show you what you would take decades to learn. We're going to do it in 4 hours. Also, 2 to 6, July 25th, sales say yes system. I'm not going to teach you voodoo. Okay. I'm not going to teach you manipulation. I'm not going to teach you how to take advantage of people. That's not how I built my companies. I'm going to teach you how to allow people to say yes by understanding the emotional states of people with a way that serves them in a way that they love you forever. I know it sounds like almost impossible, but I did over 500 million in sales. Can you just give me a boom in the chat bar for that, please? Can someone give a boom? Okay. And then on August 1st, that will be our last time. We'll talk about scaling to an exit. How do you prepare for it? Now, you might prepare for an exit just to get money while you stay through an ESOP or something. And that's going to be 4 hours. So you got 4 hours, 4 hours, 4 hours, 4 hours, 16, then another 2 hours, 18 hours. And if anybody's been in my world, do I normally end on time? Can you type that in the chat bar? So you're probably going to end up with over 20 hours of training there. Okay, cool. Let me give you the link to sign up. I made it so simple for you. Here's how simple it is. The team's going to put the link in the chat bar. Hey, Maddie, super nice to see you. Super nice to see you. All right, here's the link in the chat bar, everybody. My team's going to put it there. Look at the price, $398. If you can't afford $398, please let us know. I'll do a payment plan for you. I will not say no to anybody. We will make it work for you. If you got to pay me $5 a week because you're in a bad place, you let me know, okay? If you need a payment plan, you just go to team right now. They'll put a link. Go to team and say, I need to talk to someone. How can you help me out? Otherwise, $398. I bet some of you are drinking that in Mocha Locas or whatever. I don't drink Starbucks stuff, but you're probably drinking that away there. You put in the info, click go, boom, you're in. If everybody has all the information they need, my team will keep putting a chat bar. Can you just type in all in the chat bar so I know? And then we got to dig into strategies because, man, I got a lot to say to talk to you guys. All right, a lot to say here. Also, if you do need more information on the event, because you're one of those that needs to process a whole lot to make a $398 decision, I get it. Put the link for the Eventbrite. Just don't pay it. We're going to allow you to do this tonight, and maybe we'll extend it a day or so because it's a holiday, and maybe some of you have to, I don't know, maybe you got to ask permission from your husband and wife. My wife and I, we don't ask permission. We ask for support, okay? We ask for support. Hey, Kyle, just don't leave the training, Kyle. Please don't leave the training. Stay here. You just do it after, and it's fine, okay? I don't want you to miss what I'm going to do right now. Please don't leave the training, okay? If any of you don't leave to go get your credit card, don't do that. Just do it right at the end when we're finishing up. I don't want you to miss anything, please. All right, ready for strategy? Type in strategy in the chat bar. Type in strategy. Let me show you, and I'm going to give you strategies that we apply to our portfolios. Now, you do understand that I can give strategies for 365 days straight, probably 15 hours a day. You do get that, right? Like I have a whole lot of wisdom, knowledge, and that's just me. That's not even my team. We have the greatest experts. Like on our team, we have everybody. We have landing page experts, funnel experts, copywriting experts. We got everybody. Okay, stay with me. Number one, accelerating lead acquisition. Here's what we're going to do. Now, I got to give you one of my pet peeves. Can I give it? Say, please give it. My pet peeve. In social media, I keep getting people that tell me, oh, I have a Facebook business page. And I'm like, okay, but what about your personal page? And they go, well, I don't really do anything there. I'm like, okay, but you guys tell me, right? Tell me, Carla, I'm going to do business with a company and I met you. Like for you guys, you're meeting me and you go to FuDog Group company. You mean you're not going to go look at me personally and make sure I'm not like some, goat blood sucking human or something? You know, these wild people out there. And if you're one of those, I'm probably not a fit for you anyway. If you're one of those drinking blood people. Okay. So I love you, but you probably won't get value from me. All right. You got to have this social media and you got to own it. Let me just show you. I believe in demonstrating by example here. So if it's okay with you, I'm going to demonstrate. Let me go. And I know some of you are like, I'm such a private person, Mike. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. Like I realize your aunt that you haven't talked to in 20 years, you're going to get frustrated. She's going to show you her apple pie recipe. Like we're in a world, you're all over camera anyway. Everywhere you go, you're already in the social world unless you're locked up in a cave. So let me give you the strategy I believe. I'm going to simplify it. It's not overcomplicated. Number one, I do believe you need to be, this is my personal one. You have to have a personal social page because people are doing business with people. Okay, I'm going to talk about AI tonight. As AI and technology ramps up, okay, connection will separate. Do you agree? Can you type in, do you agree that connection will separate? Did anybody live this through cell phones with their kids? Mary, did like, I'm like, you're on the couch. Hello? Probably just me, right? So with this creates separation, which means people are going to starve for people. So look, simple strategy. One, banner. I don't care you only have 5 people on your Facebook. Someone that's going to come, they're going to come. There's the training right there. Now I have 6,600 followers. And number 2, make sure your bio matches up. Number 3, give world-class value on your personal page. Now, what about, how many of you hire people and when you hire them, you go check out their personal page? Yes or no? Tell me in the chat bar. Do you? Yeah, we used to not do that until I hired someone and they're like, you better go check out Billy. He posted pictures from his weekend. He was swinging from a tree, half naked, smoking drugs. I'm like, oh boy. So if Billy goes to a house and they look up Billy, they're like, Mike hires half naked monkey swinging from a tree, smoking pot or something. So one, you want to make sure you're delivering real value. And if you're not on my personal Facebook, please go friend me. Don't make it a drive-by. Look at the value here. Hey, Mark Lund, good yard sign or what? This yard sign, thousands and thousands of them out there thanking veterans because that's what they meant to us. And there was my brand. If you scroll down, well, this is creepy. You can read this later. You know, this is people that don't like people, so they're going to get robot relationships. That might be a little weird. Like, but guess what? If you have a robot husband or wife, Kyle, it will always say exactly what you want, right? And then here, so, all right, that's number 1. Your personal page needs to be aligned with number 2. Okay, let me go, wait, this is number 2 here. Number 2, this is our business page. Okay, see, FuDog group. You should go here and follow this too. Now tell me if you see alignment. There's a banner with stuff coming up. Here, winter is coming. Go to our FuDog page. Watch this video later. Kyle, go watch the video. Here, that's me. My son's on here now. He doesn't look like that. He's got a big beard if you see my incredible son, but that's my son when he's little. I want all of you to know I was not willing to build a company at the sacrifice of my family. And any of you that are husband, wife, telling your partner, I'm doing it for the family. Bullshit. You're not. Okay, if cursing bothers you, can you just pray for me a little bit tonight? I'll be fine. Just censor any small children. This is the thing here. Like, I want you guys to not miss out on grandchildren and children and stuff. It's possible, I promise you. So this, look, this is a great video. You could go watch this. This is the business page. There's me in a ditch. So any of you that ever worked in a ditch, I understand. And there's a company when it's real big. And there's me wearing a mask. All of this is value. Now, so 1, who's going to tweak their personal page? Type in personal in the chat bar so I know you're going to take action. Come on. Thank you, Mr. Mark. Number 2, who's going to make sure that their business page aligns with their personal page? Give me a number 2 in the chat bar. All right. Number 3, this is a Facebook group. Okay, Kim, are we noticing a trend? This is called Business Rebels and Renegades. The team's going to put the link there. Join it today. Why? To watch what we do. Model what we do, everybody. So here, let's see if it's congruent. Let's see what's going on in this group. This is really cool. You can watch this video. It's very serene. It's going to make you feel nice tonight. You can watch it. Here's my wife and Aaron on stage at an event. Keep going down. This is a client of ours, a legacy client showing us some pictures. So you see, congruency. So type in your action items. Write it down right now, your actions. Personal page, business page. Every one of you should have some kind of Facebook group. Why? It's free and you get to build a community you could serve. Now stop worrying about bringing people into a Facebook group and charging them $12 a month or something. bring people and serve people. Bring people and serve people. All right. If you're getting massive value, can you just give me a really, really big boom? Can I get a, like, maybe throw some flames in there? Hey, my man, DJ, nice to see you. Deb, what's happening? All right, I got to flip so I can see who else is on here. And those of you not on camera, hey, unless you're naked, can you turn on your camera so we could see you? It's always weird talking to just the name or something. It just feels like, is it real or not? All right, so that is the social side to dial in, the social side. Number 2 on lead generation. I'm trying to give you some big ones that you could put in place, easy, fast, you know, just quick. Let me show you the next one. I got to go back and share my screen. How many of you have a formal referral program? A formal one. So it's, oh, it's okay, Brian, if your camera's freaking out, we'll just make an image. We think you look like Clark Kent or something. We'll just make it up for you. Okay. If you don't have a formal referral program, and my question is, if you don't have a formal one, how many do you have referral strategies? Referral strategies. Do you have 1, 2, 3? If you only have 1 or 2, I wrote a book a while ago. I don't even know if it's in Amazon. I wanted to beat out the referral strategy. Aaron, unmute real quick. I think it was Jay Abraham had like 190 something referral strategies. Is that correct?
That's right. Yeah.
And we wanted to do better than Jay Abraham because that's what we do. And I think we got over 200 and maybe 30, I'm guessing.
Yeah, 230, 240, somewhere right around there.
Yeah, I'll try to find the book for you guys. Thank you, Aaron. I'll try to find the book for you guys. But there's well over 200 referral strategies. If you put 1 in place, you'll get a little bit more business. You put 2 in place, it's not 1 + 1 = 2. It's 1 + 1 = 3. If you put 20 referral strategies in place, type in the chat bar, what will happen then? Tell me, go ahead. Tell me what will happen. And you're probably wondering right now at this point that you have a bunch of friends that are missing this training and you feel really bad for them. Is that the deal? I bet you do. I bet you're like, where the heck is so-and-so? He's missing credible value. All right, let me give you one idea for one. This is one of them we have in place, but I think it's a quick, fast one for you, Kyle, and different people to put in place. This one here is what we call nomination program. Nomination program. Why? Because you want your best clients not to refer. You want them to nominate. All right. Can I get a heart in the chat bar? Do you love that concept? And here's a little grasp of what we do. We allow our clients to nominate people, and then we give them value. Now, there's a number 2 to this secret sauce. If you want the next part of the secret sauce, type in secret sauce in the chat bar. Okay. Type in secret sauce. I'm not going to give it until I see secret sauce. Okay. Here's number 2 of the secret sauce, Kyle. Secret sauce number 1 is, let's say I'm going to give monetary value to them. Okay. Let's say that there's my referral program, my nomination program, Keith, is I'm going to give you $200. Well, secret sauce number 1 is you can either take the $200. Okay. Wendy, you could take the 200. You could give the $200 to someone else, or you could give it to a charity, or you could split the $200 either way you want. Okay, give me a boom in the chat bar, please. Because some people like me, if you tell me, if someone tells me, hey, Mike, I'm going to give you this money, and I'm like, oh, okay, like, thank you, but why don't you go take that money and go give it to, you know, St. Jude's or Make-A-Wish Foundation? That's going to do a lot more than it's going to do in my life, because I worked really hard, me and my wife and our team, to get to where we are today. So you get to create a nomination program with those 3 things. Okay, give me a good, hey, Danielle, you got someone on with you today. Type in the chat bar. Who's hanging out with you there? Okay, type in the chat bar. Yeah, don't move out of the screen now. I see you. I see you. Hey, welcome. All right. Just so you know, Georgia. Oh, I think she's been on before. I think did I see her before or no? Yeah. Okay, I thought so. I thought so. Okay. Hey, nice to see you again. Just so you guys know, that's one. Is that a good strategy? Type in strategy in the chat bar. Is that a good strategy? If it's a good strategy, just so you know, when we do the Rebels and Renegades Scaling Bootcamp over that probably 20 hours, we'll do marketing leads mastery. I'm going to show you all the pieces that when we take on a portfolio company and want to scale it, every marketing strategy we put in lightning fast to scale our portfolios. Would that be good? Can you type in good in the chat bar? We'll do that at Rebel and Renegades. If we did it here, you guys would be with me for 4 hours. Some of you would just be passing out tonight, being tired and stuff. All right, we got to go strategy 2. Can you handle strategy 2? Give me a 2 in the chat bar if you can handle it. Strategy 2? All right, let's do it. Economic indicators to watch. All right. It's so good, I had to take a sip of water. First, one of the biggest economic indicators to watch is not what you think. It's not what other consultants, mentors, gurus, and experts are telling you. You know what the number one to watch is, Mary? It is monitor emotional indicators and behaviors. Now, I probably could tee up my son and he could talk about this for days. The reason why we monitor emotional indicators and behaviors. Now, who? Well, do you think that your team is feeling, your employees are feeling what's happening in the world? Yes or no? Tell me in the chat bar. Yes or no? Right. Do you think your clients are demonstrating emotional indicators and behaviors? Yes or no? Yeah, a little bit turbulent. They're like, I don't know. Okay. Do you think your community is, you're feeling it? You go to Whole Foods or Stop and Shop or whatever, or the store or clothes, they're feeling it. Yes or no? Yeah. So my number one indicator I go to is the emotional indicator. Stock market. What's the number one driver of stock market? Human behavior? Yes? Tell me, raise a hand. Yes? Emotion? Yeah, of course. If they make you think the sky's falling, everyone wants to get out. If they make you think the sun's coming out, everyone wants to go in. So number one indicator, and I'll give you the strategy, just build a survey. How do you feel today? How do you feel about this? What are you thinking about that? Right now, I used to have a rule of thumb for employees, survey them, twice a year. With the turbulence that you're feeling now, with winter is coming, I would survey your clients, your employees, and anybody in the community every quarter. Every quarter. It could be short. One could be 10 questions, one could be 3, one could be 1. What's the biggest thing you're noticing in the world right now? What's the biggest thing you're noticing from clients right now? What's the biggest thing you heard this week? Those of you that are running companies, just do that one. Just send to your employees, not now, because I need you to stay focused with me. Don't do it now. Write a note. And Karen, just write and say, I'm going to send to all my employees, hey, what is one thing you're hearing or feeling from our clients right now? All right, you want to give me a boom in the chat bar because you're just feeling like that's pretty damn cool? Okay, I know it is. All right, number two indicator. Guys, my other intention, give you so much value tonight that you're willing to pay the $398 because I'm hoping that I made you $3,005. Does anybody just type in dollar signs if you believe we gave you something that's going to enhance your life and make a little more money? Yeah. Okay. Well, I don't want your $398 because we need $398. I want your $398 so you commit to spending 20 hours with me and watch what happens to your life and business and wealth and family and connection. Because we're going to bring it everything. We ain't sugarcoating nothing. Okay. And the link's in there, so we'll give it to you again at the end. Number two indicator. Okay, there's 3 indicators here. Repos, repossessions of vehicles. Write it down. When vehicles are being repossessed, they're going and taking them because people aren't paying. It's a number one indicator. It's the first thing to go. The car goes before the house. You know why? Well, they can't just throw people in the street, but they don't care you could drive. As long as you could sleep somewhere, they don't care. They take your car. I'm not saying it's good, bad, right, or wrong. I'm just saying that's an indicator. Number 2 indicator for this, financing. Instead of people paying cash, they're financing a lot more. Not financing because it makes sense, financing because it has to make sense for them. That's number 2 indicators. If repossessions are going up and financing is going up, then I go to the next one, products. Are product production going up or going down? This all tells me a story of indicators. And the last one, vendor statistics. Whoever you're purchasing things from or doing things with. Now, when I look at repos and repos are going up and financing going up, that tells me I have to become tactical and strategic quickly. When I see product is becoming eliminated, it tells me now there's a money problem and a product problem. This is a duality problem here. And then when I hear from vendor partners, people that we do business with, what's going on, I get strategic. Those are real quick indicators. Do you like the indicators? Type in like it. Now, during Rebels and Renegades, I'm going to give you a lot more indicators, but I'm going to give it simple. These are very simple here to do. A lot of you that offer financing, just ask your team or look at the numbers. Is it going up or going down? If financing's going up, you better ask yourself, do you have strategies to maintain business? Okay, do you have strategies to make sure money come in? Because when the financing goes up, is financing unlimited? Yes, no, right? Does everybody get $1 billion? They could just, no, there's a cap to financing. You have to start managing the cap. That means, how many of you have a ton of repeat business? Give me a hand up. Ton of repeat business. Okay. So you guys with your hands up, ton of repeat business, guess what? If they start tapping out, Kyle, on the amount of financing they need, that customer is going to what? Going to go away. And if you weren't strategic, you won't have new ones ready to come in. Then all of a sudden, you say to me one day, that's when people, I don't know, why do people, I'm like State Farm. Is Mike Madonna still on here? I'm like State Farm. Like they call me when, you know, the guy from State Farm, he's like, oh, a tree flew through the house. Like State Farm is here. I'm like, you know what? How about we avoid the tree from falling through the damn house? That would be good. Like, I don't want to be State Farm, right? I want to be the proactive person that helps you not let this happen. All right. Write down, we covered a lot. I got more to go. Are you good to keep going? Tell me in the chat bar. Keep going? Yeah? I got some heads nod. Nick, yeah? Okay. Maddie, I'm watching you. I see what you're eating. It looks healthy. Good job. It's healthy. All right. Let's keep going here. Let's keep going. Before we go, scroll through your notes real quick. Pick one strategy that you heard, one strategy, and put it in the chat bar that you're going to implement. Remember, this can't be a social gathering, guys. If it's a social gathering, you could watch Netflix or something or Game of Thrones. This is a strategic gathering to serve you so your life changes. Okay, nomination. Boom. All right, love it. Danny, you're in our world as a legacy member. Just hit up Megan. I'll give you the template we have. Okay, I got the template. You just model it for speed. Okay. All right. Let me see what else we got here. Creating the survey. Mary, beautiful. The other thing, Mary, is what else do I do that I can help you with? Or something I like, ask in the survey if there was something else that I can offer to you. They might say, yeah, I know I do. Just so you guys know, if anybody wants to book vacations and you need an agent to handle vacations, Mary does that. Mary, can you put your information in there, please? But Mary, they might say, well, I don't need a vacation. I need a car. Okay, what kind of car? Porsche. Go find someone. Sell them the damn Porsche. Get them a Porsche, right? Okay, nomination, financing. Yes, Sean, good. Various pages, social media, survey. Okay, I'm not going to read them all because I got more to talk about. I just want to make sure you're getting massive value here. All right, strategy number 3, avoiding blind spots. Have any of you just been like blinded before you're like, where did that come from? Tell me in the chat bar. Yes, it came out of left field, they say. Yeah, I mean, it happened to me, maybe not to you guys. All of a sudden, it's like, what do you mean? Like, it's a lawsuit, it's a this, it's a that. I want to give you blind spots to avoid here, okay? The first blind spot to avoid is that a lot of us, and maybe not you, we end up getting used to ignoring the problem until the problem cannot be ignored anymore. Who can relate? Type in relate. Like, I remember I had an employee, they're nasty, they show up late, I'm always talking to them, but I ignore it because it's such an aggravation to deal with that I didn't address it. And then that person quits, and guess what? Now the blind spot made me blind, not physically blind, and I had to solve it. Now I'm forced to solve the problem. So the blind spot is stop ignoring the decision you need to make. Now, I know why you don't make decisions faster, some of you, because you don't have anybody. Like, I was on a call with someone today because over 64 companies of people that I worked with over the years have sold their companies in the last 36 months, and 90% of them have become decamillionaires. Pretty good, right? Can you type in pretty good in the chat bar? Pretty good. And so a lot of times people reach out to me and go, I just don't know what to do. Is this deal good? What's life going to be like? And so I had a call with someone today, and I when I was doing the call, I'm like, hey, like, let's just look at this through the eyes of is there something you're ignoring? And is there a question that you have that you just need to ask, and don't play voodoo with it? Remember, learning curves is lack of education. Growing pains is optional. Growing pains is, you mean you didn't have a reverse engineered blueprint. That's what growing pains are. So what I would share with you guys is stop ignoring, find someone to help you make the most logical, strategic, and tactical decision. You'll move so much faster. That's how I've been able to help so many people move fast, and businesses we own, because they go, should I buy this? Should I sell this? Should I hire this? Should I get rid of this? How do I fix this relationship? How do I get closer with my wife instead of farther away? How do I get closer to my children and instead of them going farther away? Does that, type in, give me a big boom in the chat bar. Make sense? Okay. Let me give you the next blind spot. Surrounding yourself with non-growth minded, growth scaling people that meet the values that you have. How many of you have a friend that you talk to and you just you feel like you got to holy water yourself when you're done? Type in something in the chat bar so I know. Any of you got a friend like that? Yeah, Mary? It's like, oh my goodness, get off the phone. You're trying to scrub your body. You're like saying prayers to every God. You're like, Jesus, please just don't make her call again. I can't handle more of that. Some of you, it might be your mom or your dad or your siblings. So I'm not telling you to get rid of family. I'm saying a blind spot is if you're not around like-minded people that are driven to do more and bigger, and you're around people that say, you're working again, you're working too hard. Why are you so motivated? Why are you so excited? You're always so happy. Guess what? They're not trying to grow your flame. They're trying to blow out your flame. Can any of you relate? Yeah. What's the best way to find more of the right people? Well, Hunter, I hope our world will have a lot of the right people and you'll consider entering our world, because what you see here, this is our world. People in our world want to build empires, live a life by design, and they want to live a long time. And they want to leave a legacy. And they're not here to show, and I'm not against these things, but I like to be clear. Do you guys like my transparency? Type in the chat bar. Is transparency okay? Or you want me to make stuff up for you? I could go dress up real quick or something, throw on a tie and act like somebody I'm not. Okay, thank you. The thing that I'm not, and I'm not against it, but in our world, I want people that are driven, but I don't need to be around ego-driven people going, let's compare cars. Look at me, I'm on a plane. Look at me, I smoke a big cigar. Look at me. That's not our world. I want you to live as long as you can, as wealthy as you can, and build a legacy where your name doesn't disappear. Let's do a little poll. I've done this before. Ready? Keith. And all of you answer this. Did you know your dad's dad? Yes? Did you know your dad's dad? Give me a yes. You knew your dad's dad? Okay. Did you know your dad's dad's dad? Yes? Did you know dad's dad's dad? Okay. Ready for one more? Did you know your dad's 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 dad? Look at the nose. They disappeared off the earth. No legacy. Do any of you want to be disappeared after a couple generations? Like, I don't want to be disappeared. I want to make sure that some of you want to make an impact on the planet. Any of you type in impact if you want to impact the planet. And I might hit you between the eyes a little bit, Danny, and some of you. If you want to impact the planet, you better impact yourself first. Because when you get whole and impact, man, you then can impact the whole world. You can impact the whole world. Okay. So find growth-minded people so you don't get caught in a blind spot. Guess what? Growth-minded people also are showing you the blind spots that are happening. The blind spots. Now, we're still going to go a little more. Can you handle a little more? Yes, because I wanted to talk about some stale stuff and a little bit about AI. Can we keep going? You guys will stay with me? Okay, I'm sweating down here, but I'm good, man. I'm going to keep going with you guys. All right, here's what we're going to do. Let me go to the next thing that I want to share with you. And I know a bunch of you want to make impact. If you impact yourself, you then can impact the world, and then you'll leave a legacy, and it'll be magical, and we'll all change planet Earth here. All right, the next one, blind spot. Okay, I gotta almost slow myself down a little bit so you don't miss this. Not growing as fast as the world is changing. Let me say it again, Jim. Ready? Not growing as fast as the world is changing. The skills you had yesterday are already old. We interviewed somebody today, a marketing manager, and they seem like they had some skills, but they're already old. They don't even fit. They don't even fit, right? So if you're not investing in, I think there's like, I'll put it as like the trilogy, the three. I believe the number one investment is you got to make sure your health is dialed in, because without your health, you have nothing. Okay. You got to get your health dialed in. And I'm going to do a whole talk on this. I don't know when I'm going to do it for you guys. If you're interested, let me know. But we call it like there's mind, body, and spirit. Your body is the vehicle that's going to take you forward and create empire. So you got to get that dialed in, your health. Number two is your mind. You got to train your mind to be an optimized machine. I got this new MacBook Pro. I don't know why I got 4 terabytes. I don't even think I need it, but this thing is like, it's like a, it's like a rocket ship of a computer here, right? That's how you want your mind to be. Now, your mind could only move as fast, Maddie, DJ, Deb, your mind could only move as fast as the accumulation of your shames, your guilts, and your traumas. Okay, you want to give me a boom in the chat bar? It's okay, you can. All of those things are slowing down your mind. So if we get the body dialed in and we get the mind dialed in, well, the spirit side could either be your belief or understanding energy at a higher level. I'm not going to talk about that here, okay? So the next blind spot is people are not investing enough in their personal growth. That's why I'm sitting here telling you, if you want growth on all levels, I'm doing it for $398 for you. The VIP in-person one's not $398. So if you're really tight on money, don't reach out about that. And the one where we call it Venture Velocity, there's only 5 spots left where we're teaching people how to build a portfolio of companies to exit them and build legacy wealth for $0 out of their pocket. There's 5 spots left on that thing. That's not $398. You have to reach out. You have to fill out an application, because I got to make sure you're a right fit and you're going to play the game. Because we don't want here at FuDog, we're an organization. We don't want people to put money in if you're not going to do the work. If you're not going to do the work, save the money. Because the last thing I want is you to have some training on your desktop. I know I'm looking at some of you. Some of you have some trainings, right? Have a training on your desktop that you're not capitalizing on. Okay. All right. That's the blind spots. Let's go to sales. Okay. Sales is, if I was to give you thing about sales is there's too many people selling and not enough people serving. Not enough people serving. And I did everything in my power in my service company. And remember, I had 200 employees, 165 trucks. We did roughly 32,000 customers a year, over 32 million. We were tracking for 40 million. I did everything in my power. They couldn't say the word sales. They had to say the word serving. I want you to deliver so much value, so much expertise that it just makes so much sense to say yes to you because they believe in you. Why do they believe in you? Let's go back to lead generation because they see you on Facebook. They see you giving massive value. Someone in Australia about 4 years ago sends me a thank you message. You know what the thank you message? I want to thank you. I've just been following your Facebook for the last 5 years, and I've added over $20 million to my company. I wanted to thank you for all your free Facebook posts. I said, you're welcome. Take some of that money and go help somebody. Pretty incredible, right? Pretty incredible. All right, so serving, we want to serve. Number 2 about selling is over and over. And just remember why we know so much stuff is because when we do a partnership, we're like, okay, tell us about marketing, tell us about brand, tell us about competition, tell us about opportunity, tell us about your processes and systems, tell us about your analytics and what you navigate, tell us about your market share and awareness. Like there's a whole thing that we do. And the one thing we do that almost every time is do you ever see, okay, who's a dog owner? Raise a dog. Okay, if you're a cat owner, it's okay. I had a cat at one time. I'm not the big cat owner, but I hope you still love me because I'm not a super fan of cats because they always seem to have a bad attitude. The cat likes just like, what's up? Why you bother me? But a dog just always wants to lick you. But you know, a dog, like, do you ever see a dog? This might be a little crude. Hopefully not. Like it passes gas. It doesn't know what it did. It's like Ginger's like, what happened? Well, that's the thing when I say, do you have a customer journey in place? I think I lost somebody. The dog passing gas, I think Kim that pushed him, Ray or Deb, that was it. They were like, what happened? So if you don't have a customer journey, now when does the customer journey start? There's a cat on your wall. That's a lion. Okay, I guess good point. Big cat. Okay. And that thing's probably got a big attitude. That's got a really big attitude. All right. So how many of you do not know how, or you don't have in place a customer journey that starts in your marketing? Guys, the customer journey starts in your marketing. Marketing, ready? You're going to write this down. Marketing is nothing more than emotionally moving people from where they're at to where you want them to go. And marketing is to create a mini form of transformation. What's the transformation? I don't have somebody to do business that I want. Your marketing convinced me I want to try to use you for business. It's a transformation that you made through your marketing. Now, I know I'm hitting you with stuff that I guarantee you never heard before because, you know, a lot of the people that know this stuff, it's a small percentage, maybe a couple percent, and most of them don't want to give it for free like this. They're just not willing to do it. And that's not what we're about. We're about making sure everybody has an opportunity to win in life. We don't want to leave none of you out because I believe when you go to the top of the mountain with success, and I hope you'll remember this day in your life, when you get to that mountain and you sell that company 30, 40, 50 million, 5 million, I don't care, $5, you look back down and don't say, I got to the mountain. You say, who did I bring with me? Who did I bring with me? Okay. All right. And all of these subjects, just so you know, and put the link in again, but I'll give you time at the end to use the pay link so you don't lose out on the bonus and stuff. But we'll cover a lot of this and so much more depth with action, step by step. Do this now, go do it. Okay. But in 90 minutes, we got to move faster. All right. Last part that we're going to dig into here. We're going to talk a little bit about AI. Type in AI in the chat bar if it's okay. Some of you are afraid of it. Some of you are getting in trouble with it. And some of you just don't even know what to think about it. Well, let me give you a little bit about AI. So it's not going to move. It's going to move fast, but it's going to move faster than what you're trying to solve, and you're going to try to solve it. So let's say I'm jogging. Okay. Now I am not a runner. Is anybody a runner here? I think Eagle's on here. These guys are runners. I learned how to fight, so I didn't ever have to run. I'm not built for going out at 5 in the morning and doing 5 miles like that. I did one Tough Mudder race with my company. I said that was fun. We got some cool pictures. I said I'll never do the damn thing again. But let's say I'm running. Ready, Mary? I'm running. And I want to go faster. And I run, and the Japanese, I think it's the Japanese bullet train, and I run and go, oh, I'll jump on the bullet train. And I try to jump on it. What's going to happen? I'm going to fall apart. I'm going to get ripped to shreds. This is what AI is doing today. If your processes, your systems, your brand, your leadership, your culture is horrible, don't jump on the bullet train. You're going to get ripped to shreds, and you're going to get distracted. I just had a conversation with someone the other day. They said, oh, I'm building this whole thing with AI and everything. And I went, oh my goodness. This is not going to solve your lead problem, your marketing problem, your sales. That's not going to solve it. That's actually going to enhance the problem. Because one, you're going to lose time, right? And two, that's not the key to solve. Like, hang on a minute. ChatGPT, can you please communicate to my employees in a way that they'll listen better? Sure, Mr. Agugliaro. Hey, everybody, you should listen more deeply with your pen and your, like, come on now. You want a robot? This ain't going to do it, guys. Oh, can you tell my company how to get more leads, please? Oh, you should do your Facebook post and blah, blah. Guys, there has to be a point where you say, let me do what I'm doing as good as I can, then enhance it with technology. Can I get a boom in the chat bar, please? Can I get a boom? Do what you know what to do now, the very best you can, then optimize. Okay. Trying to optimize horse crap, it's still going to be a form of horse crap, everybody. Okay. And then I'm watching this every day because I see people come, they're like, I'm not growing, or I'm falling apart and I don't have enough people, but I have an AI thing. And I'm like, okay, tell me your AI thing. I'm building a bot that's going to talk to people while they sleep. And I'm like, okay, so everybody that needs a better opportunity to work at a better company, they want to talk to your bot, right? No, that's why if you Facebook message me tonight, it doesn't matter if you Facebook message me like, I hate you, you made me mad, I'm not going to sleep, and my wife's angry now. Or you say, I love you, that was great information. It's me answering. It's not a bot. Why? Because you're too important to me to give you a robot there. And I don't know about you. This is what my wife hears. Ready? Megan, this is so funny. My wife hears this. I call American Express. Please push 1, push 3. Tell me a little bit more. And this is me. Ready? James, I'm like this. Representative. Now, after 5 times, James, say extra prayers for me. Some curse words come out. I'm like, effing representative. And then I go, give me a human, for God's sake. And sometimes I'm walking the beach with my wife. She's like, the whole neighborhood hears you. I said, the whole neighborhood hears me, but Amex does not hear me for a representative. Okay, you guys got my point? Type in point taken in the chat bar. And I get it. I get it. Every widget you guys have out there. No, Mike, you don't understand. When I go on calls, there's things that listen to my calls and my phone's recorded. And I'm like, okay, did you analyze the recordings? No, I have no time to listen to the recordings. Okay, hand up. Who's guilty? Who's guilty? Thank you, Maddie, for your on. I got all the recordings and we listen to them. I'm like, okay, when'd you do it? I'm so busy, I can't do it. I'm like, kill the thing. How about this? You need recordings to record your people because your people suck. Make them suck less and you don't have to babysit them and listen to the recordings of it. That's it. Okay. I got one more thing about AI that I want to talk about with you guys, and then we'll get ready to put a ribbon around this. Looks like most of you have stayed here, so thanks for hanging out. If you watch the back to the connection thing, and I'm not against, look, I'm not against AI. I'm not against technology. I love it. I'm against people putting it at the wrong time that's hurting their company and their business. Do you get it? Okay. If the software is doing its job, use the software. If you have a lead problem, go focus on leads. Let's do something to solve that. If you have a sales problem, if you have a scaling problem, if you have a leadership problem. Now, the Rebels and Renegades Scaling Bootcamp is to solve as many problems as we can. I don't know if we'll solve enough that you could stack AI and technology on it, but I promise we're going to solve a lot more than you have, because we're going to teach you what we did and what we're doing today. Okay, so that's it about AI. I don't want to jump in any more than that. What I'd like to do is I'd like you to take a minute right now, take a minute, and I want you to look through your notes. Tell me first how many pages of notes you took. If you didn't take notes, I'm just going to be a little sad tonight. So don't tell me if you didn't take notes. But if you did, tell me how many pages you took. Tell me how many pages. Oh, I forgot to show you something else. Oh, man, I'm going to show it to you. Okay, here. Guys, let me show it to you. So I talked about the Facebook, right? I talked about the Facebook. I do think everything has value, Mark. Like this is our YouTube. Well, this is FuDog YouTube page here. Let me go here. Oh, there you go. If you've never put the link in, team, for the FuDog YouTube, you guys can check it out. Don't try to do a million platforms. People are like, I'm on Facebook, I'm on YouTube, I'm on Twitter, I'm on Instagram, but you're like, they're doing a lot just okay. They're not doing any really amazing. Can you relate? Type in relate in the chat bar. Can you relate to that? Just own the platform that's going to help you the most. And for most of you, I'll tell you, you'll get out of the gate with Facebook and Instagram. You'll get out of the gate quickly. Okay. And I realize some of you might be specialty on LinkedIn, and LinkedIn is like, I have a love-hate relationship with LinkedIn. Anybody else? Type in the chat bar, like love-hate. It like works a little and then noisy a lot. Instagram. All right, team, put the Instagram in there. The reason why I'm sharing this is not because I need you to follow my Instagram, because I want to help you like get some models to follow, because we pay a whole lot. We're in 3 different groups. We pay a lot of money. We have a bunch of different coaches. We pay a lot of money. And I want to give you what cost us $250,000 a year or more. And I want to hand that to you so you can do it. So this is the other thing. Okay. You could go on Instagram, see all kinds of cool stuff. Morgan manages this for us. Morgan on our team is on here. She manages a lot of this. Okay. We don't have to continue. All right. Last thing. I know how many notes you got. Scroll through your notes. I'll take that down. The pay link will be there. I'll talk about that in a minute. Scroll through your notes and give me the top 3 strategies. Go ahead, because it's going to reinforce it in your mind. I'm not doing it for any other reason. Go ahead, scroll. Give me 1, give me 2, and give me 3. Hunter, I'll be looking for yours. Mike, Art, hey, how you doing? Matt Boyley, I'm going to be looking for yours. Maddie, I won't have to ask her twice. She's going to throw it in for me. So much info out there. With mind control, you could dial in and stay focused and know what parts need help. But yeah. Sean, I hope this was super dynamic for you. Kyle, survey, love it. What's the one thing you're hearing from clients? Danielle, let me know what happens when you do that. Love to hear from you. Okay, impacting yourself, mind control, health. Yes. Nomination, economic indicator, survey. Mark Lund, I'm so glad you're here tonight. James, Facebook, sales, legacy, survey, beautiful. Mike, emotions. All right. You guys listened. I'm impressed. I'm impressed. All right, here's the page again. Okay. Rebel and Renegades Scaling Bootcamp. You have the dates right there. So there's the dates, everybody, on that page. All right. So also you have the pay link. We're going to put this here. We'll also text message it to all of you that are on the text and email. You could use this. If you're going to join us, please do it tonight. If you do have a problem, reach out to the team, but a lot of the team will be off tomorrow. So they'll respond either Friday or Monday. If you do need some kind of assistance or payment plan, you just let us know. We'll help you out. And also there's this link. We'll send this out. If you want to see all the parts of the training and everything, there's a video explaining it. For some of you that do any of you do events? Type in events in the chat bar if you do events. Do any of you do events? If you do any type of event, and this is a great model for you to follow right here. So we did a lot of work for you with a lot of experts. You can look at this. Also, if you do events and you're interested in a speaker, let me know. I'd love to serve any way that I can there. So you guys have all the links and everything there that you needed. Let me just check in on the team. Hey, team, is there anything that you feel I needed to get out to everybody today? Or are they just like amazing? Everybody's good. Okay, I got thumbs up from the team. Hey, everybody, I super appreciate your time. We went a little over. I hope this, what happened to my camera, everybody? You guys didn't even tell me. What the heck happened to my camera here? All right. You guys, okay. All right, you guys, I thought you guys were all looking out for me tonight. My camera got all weird on me and stuff, probably because I moved there. I'll get it fixed. I'll get it fixed. All right, guys, we love you. If you celebrate the holiday, have a safe holiday. Stay away from dangerous fireworks or dangerous negative people. We'll see you on the next training, and I hope you'll meet us on